I'm Brakta Yahweh Brakatha, Yahweh Shah, Brakta Yahweh Brakatha, Yahweh Shah Bashem, Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled The Weaker Vessel, Eve. Lord, will you are edified. 1 Peter 3:7. Likewise, you husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. And that's the focal point for this lesson, right? And our case example will be Eve. Eve was the weaker vessel. Now, according to the Greek, weaker.
Strong's G 772. Asthenes. Asthenes.
And according to the Thayer's Greek lexicon, right? Specifically, contextually, unable to achieve anything great, destitute of power among men, weaker and inferior, sluggish in doing right, lacking in manliness and dignity, use of the religious systems, interior, which means head to Mashiach, as having no power to promote piety, which means righteous, and salvation, lacking in decision about things lawful and unlawful, meaning what? Lack of discernment. She has no spiritual ability to be a judge, right? Case in point, Eve. Now let's go to Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, how the Most High said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Now the serpent, which was a man, which became a great nation, hence the Edomites, right? And beast is referring to various nations, okay? Various nations or other nations. So this serpent, this man was more smarter, had a keen sense of wickedness compared to any other nation during that time frame. And it's the same method now when it comes to the Edomites dealing in wickedness. They're much better than Elam, much better than the Israelites, much better than the Moabites and the Ammonites and the Hamites, right? They have a keen sense in wickedness at this time frame. Why? Because the Most High has programmed this nation to be the wicked. Okay? Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High has said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. Now this shows what? That Eve understood and knew the laws, statutes, and the commandments, right? And at this time frame, the laws, statutes, and the commandments was in oral format, right? Verse 4, And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. Verse 5, For the Most High does know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as powers, knowing good and evil, right? Meaning what? Judges. And a true judge must understand wickedness as well as righteousness to be a balanced judge, right? So verse 6, And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, meaning what? She took on another philosophy. She committed spiritual fornication, right? and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. Hence this philosophy. She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Okay? And this is all symbolic for Eve accepting another philosophy. And she took this philosophy to her husband, Adam. And according to 1 Peter 3:7, Eve is Eve is a perfect example of the weaker vessel, right? Eve was sluggish in doing right. She lacked in decisions, or in a decision about things lawful and unlawful. Hence, a weaker vessel. Okay? Manliness, the tradition male quality of being brave and strong. And during Eve's encounter with the serpent, which was a man, right? She did not show any braveness, okay? She wasn't steadfast in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. She should have rebuked him, all right? However, we know from a spiritual perspective, right? It wasn't set up in the spirit for her to do so. But at the same time frame, this is an example of a weaker vessel. Which brings me to the last precept, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25. And verse 24. Of the woman, Eve, also can be classified as a weaker vessel, came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Through Eve's lack of judgment, right? Through Eve being sluggish and doing right, we all die. Okay? Lord will you are edified. Shalom.